Back at Snappy Tomato Pizza, Coach Jason James, UT Martin basketball team set to take on Arkansas Little Rock Friday. Cincinnati, the opponent on Sunday. Skyhawks played Illinois College Friday. It was the Character Counts game, and Coach James, almost 2,000 school kids from around Weakley County and the surrounding counties were there. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think this year was as loud as it's been at a Character Counts game since we've been doing it, probably 4 or 5 years, something like that. It was as loud as it's been this past Friday.
Of course, the kids are at the game. They're being rewarded. Do you have a chance to interact with the kids prior to that at all?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Most of the time we're getting ready to play. At halftime, we try to get them going a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then your guys went into the stands after the game.
Yeah. Our guys always enjoy that. It's hard to corral them and get them back in the locker room after that. They kind of want to take some of those kids home and just hang out with them.
First time I ever saw that, we were playing in a game in Evansville. I don't remember if it was a men's game and you were there or a women's game, but it was probably 10 years ago. Women's game. And just what a great idea. And I know some of the kids, even, they do math at the game. But you and I talk about this every year. For some of those kids that were at that game Friday, it's the first basketball game they've ever seen like that. And for many, it's the first time they've ever been on a campus, on a university campus.
Yeah, no question. And I think it's definitely one of the first times, or the first time, that they get to interact with a Division I basketball player. So there are a lot of firsts in there, and that's kind of why we do it. Just an opportunity for them to get on campus, them to get in our gym, them to see our guys. But on the flip side, a chance for our guys to be role models, which is what they are, especially to those kids in the community.
I remember the first big sporting event I went to in 1982. I was 9, and see the Cardinals play. And I just thought I was at the greatest, coolest. I was at Busch Stadium, and I could not believe I was there with 30,000 people. No, but I bet you remember, though. You remember the first big sporting event? I mean, you grew up in a sports family.
Yeah, the first big sporting event I went to was an NAIA national tournament in Kansas City. My brother David was playing. I was probably 13, 14, and I remember it for a bunch of different reasons, but one of the main reasons I remember that, maybe I wasn't that old, maybe 11. But one of the main reasons I remember it because I learned to go between my legs at the game. I bought a little bitty basketball, and I was in the hallway, and me and my dad were doing some ball handling stuff. And it was the first time I learned to go between my legs. And so you throw that in with watching your older brother play, and it's very memorable.
It's funny that you say that because Grayson was out in the parking lot yesterday, and he was going between his legs pretty easily. He said, "Look what I can do now. I'm better." And I said, "You're not better. You're just taller." It's tough to do when you're short.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you now, stuff like that, going between your legs, behind your back, it seems very small nowadays. But, boy, when you first learn to do it, it's a pretty big deal. I call my whole family, "Hey, you guys come out here. Check this out." And I went between my legs, and everybody kind of gave that false great job, but I thought I was pretty good when I could do that.
I remember the first time I ever touched the 8-foot ceiling in my house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You start with the door facing, and then you touch the ceiling.
Shoot, I remember in our house we used to measure ourselves, and I remember when I got taller, and that was a big deal to me. I thought, man, maybe I'll be 6'3" like my brother.
Yeah.
And then I really got a chance, and that kind of went by the wayside.
In your prime, could you dunk?
I could never take the ball, dribble up, and dunk it. But if you threw it up and it bounced, I could catch it and dunk. I could never jump with the ball.
Yeah.
But if you threw it up, I could catch it and dunk it. But, I mean, I never got one in a game. It was always pickup games.
That's pretty good vertical, though, for you to be able to.
Yeah, back in the day, I could bounce a little bit before my back injuries and ankle surgeries and all that kind of stuff.
Even now, when you see those guys like Muggsy, and I've forgotten the guy, Nate Robinson, are you just amazed?
Yeah, to an extent. Well, not to an extent. Yeah, I really am amazed to see guys that small being able to get up and dunk it. I have a college roommate of mine who's about that tall, who coaches high school in Texas, and he can still dunk.
Wow.
And he's about 5'9", 5'10", and those guys amaze me. Just to bounce off the floor, and their vertical has to be more than the average person because they're smaller.
Do you ever, and I think I know the answer to this, but as a coach, do you ever explore dunk possibilities? Do you encourage players to dunk? How do you address it as a coach? Are you just what happens?
No, we encourage people to dunk it, to be honest with you. I'd rather a guy dunk it than just lay it in as long as he makes it. And the reason being, a lot of times when you're going to dunk the ball, you have to go stronger to the basket.
Right.
You have to kind of explode. You have to use force to dunk it. So I'd rather they dunk it because that means they're going strong as opposed to laying it in and having an opportunity of maybe getting blocked. One of our players, when I watched him play in high school, Terrence, he was kind of that way. The first time he went down the floor and he trying to kind of laid it in, and somebody got it. They blocked it, and they went the other way. Well, the next trip, he had the same opportunity, same play, and he went up and tried to dunk it, and the guy fouled him and grabbed it, and I kind of turned to Coach Jackson and said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I'd rather guys try to go up and dunk it because that means you have to go strong. You have to use
strong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 2
questions. I want to take a break and come back and talk about the Illinois college game and ahead to the start of the season. And the best dunker since you've been at UT Martin?
Jared.
Okay. No, I knew that.
Easy.
Now, here's the one I don't know the answer to.
Still is.
Here's the answer I don't know the answer to. In a game, how many times did Lester Hudson dunk the basketball when he wore the UT Martin uniform?
Let's see, he played 2 years. I can kind of recall him. He had one at Tennessee.
I knew you'd know this.
He had one at Tennessee Tech. He caught one off the rim at Central Arkansas. So did Darren Hood that game.
Yeah.
He maybe had 4.
That's what, under 5.
Yeah, he maybe had 4 in his 2 years.
Is that right, game. Rhino? Yeah.
He maybe had 4. I remember Tennessee Tech. It was a fast break. I remember he caught one off the rim at Central Arkansas. I want to say he had one in that quadruple double game. A layup, steal, dunk, and if it's more than 5, I'd be shocked.
Was it because it was hard for him to dunk, or he just didn't care? He just wanted to score.
I hope he's listening when I say I think it was very hard for him to dunk.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think he was as athletic as he would like to believe in terms of bouncy. He was very good laterally. His quickness, hand-eye coordination is unbelievable. His lateral quickness was okay. It was good enough. But being able to just bounce, it was all right. I mean, you got to remember, too, now, Lester, he's about 38 when he played for us, so his knees were sore. His ankles were a little swollen. So he could probably, when he was 28, he probably jumped a lot better than when he was 38 and he played for us. Those wheels that had some miles on them, so who knows. When I first saw him when he was 16, well, he was bouncing around. But we got him 12 years later, and he was just jumping okay.
We'll take a break on that and come back more with Coach James on the Skyhawk Sports Network.
I hereby call this big game party planning meeting to order. First item, food and beverage. Madam Secretary.
What dunk contest?
Very funny. Okay, we wouldn't be doing the big game justice.
Over there?
We'll be tasting Ritz crackers and ice-cold refreshing Coke Zero.
Excellent. Halftime entertainment?
A team of cheerleaders will parachute into the party.
Oh, wow.
You've really outdone yourself.
The parachuting cheerleaders?
No, the Coke Zero and Ritz crackers.
That's
Remember,
cool.
No big game party is complete.
Will it be on the internet? Oh, that's
awesome.
awesome.
Real Coke taste and 0 calories of Coke Zero.
I'll just tell you to roll the theme, Robert. It'll probably be like 3 or 4 minutes after.
First State's debit card make it easy for you to express your.
Righto.
Is that okay?
Yep, works for me.
Good, thank you.
It's easy and it's uniquely yours, and it's only at First State Bank. Customize your debit card at one of our offices in Dresden, Greenfield, Martin, and Sharon, or visit us online at first-state.net for full details. First State, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Pastor Randy Carter, and I'm always looking for insights into living, little things that can help make our lives more meaningful. Giving blood is a great way to start, and now it's easier than ever. The day you plan to give, just go to Lifeline's website and click on the online donor interview to pre-register. When you get there, most of the paperwork's already done. You'll be doing the same amount of good in less time. So if you really want to make this world a better place, please, give blood. It's a good thing to do.
You've got to face it, the same old menu can make a family famished for a different kind of taste. Give them all a flavor spectacular. Go for the taste of pizza from Snappy Tomato Pizza. If you love zingy sauce, flavor that doesn't know how to quit, a tangy deliciousness that has the power to please the whole family. It's time for a Snappy Tomato Pizza, made the way you like it. Enjoy their buffet twice daily, or be a couch tomato and call for delivery. Call 588-SNAP. Snappy Tomato
What are we
Pizza.
doing with that?
University Shopping Plaza in Martin.
It's his favorite, son.
Oh, I thought we were saying.
Skyhawk Talk, Snappy Tomato Pizza, Coach Jason James with us. We understand, too, that Jared Newsom's going to be in one more dunk contest.
Yeah, one more before he hangs it up, I guess.
Yeah.
He's he's getting up there too. I mean, I think he's about 27 or 28. He's probably into just playing basketball now, and not necessarily doing those contests.
Well, he told me that, and you visited with him this summer. He said as you get older, you just have to get smarter, and you don't want to do anything to risk injury. Because, Coach, he was reckless at one point in his career.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he was probably one of the only guys we've had recently who I remember who can easily just dunk in your offense. Most guys get dunks on fast breaks, but he would just catch it on the wing, take a bounce, and just jump over everybody. And I think as he's gotten older, he's learned to shoot that three a little bit more and use other parts of his game to kind of save his career.
Let's talk about your win over Illinois College, 109-79, the final there. Scored a lot of points in that game, played a lot of players, which you want to do in an exhibition game. Specifically, I want to talk about some of the newcomers that we saw for the first time. One was Justin Childs, who had 14 points. He was 4 for 7 from three-point range, a very athletic player.
Yeah, Justin can kind of do a bunch of different things. He's a very active guy, and he's got a lot better with his jump shot. He had some open looks. He was able to knock those in. I think some of the things we didn't see from him is he can play some point when we need him to. We move Terrence off the ball and let Justin play some point. We need him to rebound from the guard spot. He didn't do that very well in that game, but he showed his ability to kind of score in different ways and do a bunch of different things.
One of the players you talked about a week ago was BJ. You said fans are going to like him because he plays hard. Boy, does he. I mean, he's all out there.
He's a warrior. He's a bona fide warrior. I mean, he'll knuckle up and play every possession. You know, the possession's not over for him, and that's what we like about him. He's very, very effective. I think he had 6 rebounds, 12 points in 15 minutes, 6 rebounds for a freshman coming off the bench in his first real game, and that's pretty impressive.
He did not look to me at all to be nervous or intimidated, and I think sometimes if you hustle, that's the last thing on your mind. You're just out there playing hard.
I agree. He's not scared now. I mean, that's one thing he's not, and coming from St. Louis, a good program who's had to play the best in the state, he's definitely not scared, not going back down.
Saw Mike Leibo put up some good numbers. He had 16 points, also 6 rebounds. And what I was glad to see, the 6 assists. Coach, last year where we thought sometimes he forced some shots, and it was because of the team I think that he was surrounded by, but he was really looking to find open teammates.
I think the most impressive part of Mike's game, at least on Friday, was not only the 6 assists, but I think he got 14 or 16 on 12 shots. And last year, that just wasn't the case. He was taking 17, 18, 19 shots to get his points. So we've tried to work on him being more efficient, not just shooting the ball to shoot it. And you kind of saw that in the first game. He's still a long way from where we need him to be, but he's starting to make that transformation, which will make him a better player and be more effective for us.
Don't forget, not only did he have a lot of the scoring load on him last year, but he was coming off an injury, too.
Yeah, he had a broken hip.
Yeah.
And I think for the first time, he's able to move better. You know, the other day at practice, he was walking around, and I called him over and said, Mike, man, do you have calf muscles? Are those calf muscles I see? We didn't see those last year, and he's more defined. He's moving. He'll get up and dunk in practice, and I didn't know he could do that, to be honest with you, especially from last year's injury, starting to get a lot more healthy.
I'm convinced, and I've had knee surgery, wrist surgery, you've had surgery on your foot, your leg, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but even if you're an athlete, it's got to take at least a year to get back to 100%.
I think so. I would probably agree with that, especially in a sport like basketball where you're always using your legs. You don't have time to rest them. In the summer's the first chance Mike had to just rest, and I think we kind of see the difference.
Other players, Terrence didn't have a good night shooting, just 1 for 9, but he did have 6 assists and 6 rebounds, and it was good. Even though he was struggling with his shot a little bit, you're still playing well.
Yeah, I mean, no question. It was good to just see Terrence in a uniform. As what he went through last year, just to see him put on the Skyhawk uniform was great for me, and I know it was good for him and great for his parents to see. So he's a little rusty offensively, but again, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah.
In your first game back. I mean, that's telling me that you know how to do stuff. It just takes you a while to get used to it.
Tell me about Bobby Jones.
He's a shot maker. And we kind of saw that. And he's one of the guys who can really stretch the defense. If he gets his feet set and gets his feet under him, he's on balance. He's got a great chance of making it. Again, doesn't take many terrible, terrible shots. I mean, that's something we worked on all our guys with, not just shooting it to shoot it. But we don't want good shots. We want great shots. And I think you kind of saw that balance in the exhibition game. Bobby took a lot of great shots, 27 assists and 8 turnovers. Now, I asked Rhino after the game, I mean, 27 assists has got to be up there close to one of our season highs, especially the last few years, man. I mean, we just haven't seen that. And 8 turnovers, I think the last time we saw that, we may have been the Pacers.
No, you're probably exactly right, because that assist-to-turnover ratio is fantastic. And I saw what you said, that you said you're very athletic, and when you get at it, you get at it. And we saw that at times in the Illinois College game.
Yeah, we try to. We got a long way to go from being where we need to be, especially on the defensive end, but we definitely show flashes, and we're talking about sustained effort, sustained greatness. When we can get that down, hopefully end of November, December, January, we'll be tough to beat.
Well, and you're the one who said it's a process, and I agree with you on that. There are a lot of new pieces to this puzzle this year.
Right.
And obviously they work with each other every day in practice and have been around each other. But in a game situation, I thought, even though it's the first time we've even seen them together in a real game, it's pretty good chemistry.
Yeah, I think they like each other, and not only that, I think they respect each other and respect each other's abilities and what each of them bring to the table. And that's important. I don't care if you like each other. Man, you guys don't have to. They don't have to be on each other's Christmas card list. They don't have to get presents for each other. Or, they don't have to take each other to breakfast. But they have to respect what each player can bring to our table. And once we do that, then we got something. I mean, we definitely have all the tools to be pretty good. When that'll happen, I mean, I don't know. Just part of the process, but the tools are in the shed, definitely.
Looked pretty good against Illinois College, 109-79. Also, another note, Pierre Mopo keeping up his foul per minute standing up. He knows how to commit a foul.
Yeah, got to be the highest ratio in the history of UT Martin basketball, without a doubt. Has to be. I put that up with any player that's ever played.
Friday, you go to Arkansas, Little Rock. Talk about that.
Just a tough team. Won their division last year, got into the NCAA tournament, had a heck of a run in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, and were able to get to the big dance. Very tough team. Coach Shields preaches toughness. They'll slow the ball down. They'll try to guard us, man, zone. They'll be very, very physical with us. It'll be a great test, especially early, to kind of see how tough we are. If we can go on the road and compete, it'll tell us a lot about our basketball team.
How do you scout this game, first game of the season?
I mean, they've played an exhibition game, and they've played a scrimmage. We'll exchange those 2 tapes and do the best we can. They're a little like us. They've got 8 newcomers on this year's team, and those guys they've either signed or had redshirted. So we both will be feeling each other out like a prize fight, man. First couple of rounds we'll be feeling each other out, but by that 6 or 7, they'll be throwing haymakers at us, and we'll just try to have to stand up and not get knocked down.
You jump right in, and the first weekend, Sunday, you go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, number 24 in the country, man. Yeah. Just kind of one of those deals where we'll be there ready to go. I mean, we're not going to back down from anybody. We'll compete against anybody. I really believe that. How we'll play at Cincinnati, I think, will have a lot to do with how we play on Friday, and that's kind of been our focus. Since March and when our season was over, we've been looking for this day, this November 9th. That's the day that we can start to get a little bit of respect back, gain a little bit of integrity back, and start to get Tennessee Martin, make them relevant again. All this winning our division, all that stuff doesn't really matter to me. I've been here long enough that we just want to make ourselves relevant again. We want people, when they come in here, to have to worry about us. We don't want them to come in here and think, man, this is an easy win. When they leave and they're done, we want them to remember this game. And the November 9th was always the date we circled. So whatever happens after the 9th, man, is kind of icing on the cake. We got to get ready for that one.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.
Coach Jason James, you can roll the theme back to studios, and that'll call it a night here at Skyhawk Talk, Snappy Tomato Pizza. Again, the Big Orange Hotline not on tonight because Tennessee falls in a preseason game. That's over on Star 95.1. I want to say special thanks to Coach James, also John Abel, who joined us, Jason Simpson, football coach, who joined us, and also Peanut Gallery over there, who's with us. Can y'all make some noise so the fans will know you're actually here? That's terrible. That's embarrassing. Also, Coach McMillan was on with us, and Coach McNamara. Don't forget, soccer team is set to play Friday against Kentucky, first round of the NCAA tournament. That's at 6 o'clock. Men's basketball at Arkansas, Little Rock, Friday at 7. Sunday at Cincinnati at 1. Women's basketball at Northwestern at 7 Friday. And then Saturday, the football team with only 2 games remaining and atop the conference standings are at Tennessee Tech. 1:30 kickoff. We'll go on the air at 1. For the rest of the crew, I'm Chris Brinkley saying so long, everybody. Go to utmsports.com on the web for more information, and thanks for listening to Skyhawk Talk live from Snappy Tomato Pizza on the Skyhawk Sports Network.